Hey everyone, I've seen people say that they want to see more tales, more gameplay, and even if you're not interested in the solo automa that I'm creating, I think this is still a good video for you to watch because this is going to play out like a multiplayer experience. Apologize if my voice sounds a little off, I am a little under the weather. And in this tale, The Lesser Evil, which is what we're going to play, I'm actually going to go up against two unofficial automas. I've been really enjoying going up against two instead of one. One is perfectly fine, it works, but having two of them, it's pretty nice. I'm not going to go over the rules all at once. I'm going to go over it as we play. And what this tale introduces is a battle between Renfrey and a mage called Stregobor. And so mechanically, what that means is that whenever you go to either this space, or this space, it will have either a Renfrey symbol or a Stregobor symbol, where the last place has both. And whenever you go to one of these spots, you get the cards as normal, but you also get either a Renfrey card or a Stregobor card. And at the end of the chapter, based off which destiny you choose, whether it's a Renfrey or Stregobor side, you're going to resolve all of these cards if you have them. So if you side with Renfrey's destiny in chapter 1 and you have two Renfrey cards, you're going to resolve both of those cards. You're only allowed 3, and if you were to draw a fourth one, you can go ahead and draw one, but you have to discard down to 3. How that works for the unofficial automas, as soon as they get 3, they just won't draw anymore. I am going to be playing as Dandelion, and his first ability that starts active is the Ballad of Changing Your Mind. Before playing cards, gain one active symbol of the type you currently have fewer of. In case of a tie, you can choose any. And then my side quest, it's going to be gain victory points depending on the number of cards and a chosen color in your hand at the end of the game. The chosen color you get to decide at the end of the game. I've confirmed this with Go On Board. So at the end of the game, if I have 4 yellow in my hand, I could say I'm choosing yellow, and if I have 4 of them, I'm going to get 1 point. If I have 5 of them, I'm getting 3 points. And if I have 6 or more, I'm going to get 5 points. Initiative-wise, we're going to start with Dandelion, then Vesemir, and Geralt. This is all decided by the rulebook. So let's go ahead and start reading the story. For some time now, the town of Blaviken has been preparing for a fair. The alderman, Caldemain, your good friend, invites you for dinner. As you eat and drink, he talks about his concern which prevents him from fully enjoying the upcoming holiday. The specter of conflict hangs over Blaviken. A gang has shown up here, says the alderman, munching on a piece of meat. 6 miscreants, led by a young girl named Renfrey. They're hanging around the neighborhood. Although they're not doing anything to anyone, they're glaring, which scares decent folks. And to make matters worse, they're threatening our mage, claiming they have good reasons for it. But they don't want to name them. Since they came to town, the mage hasn't set foot outside of his tower. He doesn't let anyone in. I'm afraid this won't end well. If you could investigate this. Although you'd be better off not sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, undertaking this task will put the alderman at ease. He's always been so friendly to you. Also, you may benefit from helping him out. However, you realize that you must remain careful. If you're forced to take sides, you will have to bear the responsibility for whatever happens. You accede to Caldemain's request and decide to mediate between the two parties to the conflict. From another conversation with the alderman, you learn that the mage is Stregobor, an old acquaintance of some of you. Therefore, you head to his tower. Unfortunately, just as the alderman said, the entrance doors, adorned with a rosette made of light wood, are protected by a magical barrier. It may be quite a challenge to enter, it seems. So we have 2 options. We can either side with the maps. You try to locate Renfrey and find a way to meet without any witnesses. Maybe you'll manage to get the ringleader to relent, for her own sake. Allegedly, her gang cling to her, which makes it all more difficult for you. Or we could side with magic. You also attempt to break the spell, protecting the magical tower to see Stregobor. You consider yourselves to be capable of helping the mage out of the predicament he's evidently gotten himself into. You can smell something in the air, but you can't quite put a finger on it. However, you have a hunch that your attempt to understand Renfrey, or the mage, may bring about gratitude from one and animosity from the other. So if you don't know how to play Path of Destiny, don't worry, you will get a good grasp of it as we play. But the whole point is we're going to be building a tableau of cards, trying to get the most icons or symbols of the two showing on the chapter. And after each turn, you're going to be checking this for this majority. Whoever has the majority, we're going to side with that destiny. So each chapter or each turn, we're going to be placing one of these icons on either maps or magic. And then whichever one has the majority of these three, that is going to award that icon for every one that you have in your tableau or any tokens that you've gained of that icon. It's going to reward you victory points. And the other one is going to reward you experience points. So at the end of the chapter, let's say it looked something like this, and Magic had two of these tokens on it. It has the majority 2-1, so Magic is going to award victory points, and Maps or Exploration is going to award experience points. The trick with this one is that you want to choose sides, but you don't want to have the most of whatever symbol is dominating. So let's say this was the example. Whoever had the most magic is going to get this right path token because it symbolizes the right path. And this one is the left path, or the light path and dark path. And at the end of the chapter, good and bad things are going to happen, specifically to this tale, based off which one of these you have. You want to do well and get a lot of victory points with whichever symbol is dominating at the end of the chapter, but you don't want to be the best because for this tale and this tale only, some bad things are going to happen. So that's enough talk. Let's go ahead and start playing. So the question is, do we want to side with Renfrey this chapter, or do we want to side with Stregobor? And well, in order to side with Stregobor, I'm going to need magic tokens or icons, and I don't have any of those in my starting hand. I think I'm going to go to the number 1 spot. I'm going to go right here and gain these 2 cards. Since that spot doesn't have one of these tokens, I do not get to draw one of those cards. And I think I'm going to play this sword, this green card. It's a sword and a map or exploration. I'm going to play that to start my tableau. And I'm going to play this one. That's going to give me a map. And then if it says if I have exactly 1 green, which I do, I'm going to get 2 experience points. I'm going to play that down, and then I'm going to get 2 experience points. The way experience points work is as you gain them, you're going to move this marker to the right. As you hit these colored numbers, it's going to activate your special abilities. We'll just flip these over. We always start the game with the first one activated. These are one-time use abilities per game. So as you activate them, you will just flip those over to say, yes, I've already done this. I can't do this again. When this hits the 20, we're going to move this cube to this spot right here. And then we're going to take our victory point cube and put it back to 0. Anytime after that, we gain experience points. We're going to move our victory or the gold marker to the right. And at the end of the game, we're going to score victory points based off of how far the gold marker has been moved. If you don't move your XP track or your XP marker all the way down this track and unlock this, then you're not going to score any victory points. Let's say this marker was at 18 at the end of the game. You might be like, oh, I get 10. No, it does not count for your specific color. You have to get all the way down the track and unlock your victory point marker. All right, next up is Vesemir. So let's go ahead and draw a card from his automa deck. Take the top card. All right, he wants to go to slot 2, and then he wants to gain 2 symbols of whatever showing on the left. So in this case, this is chapter specific. So in this case, he wants 2 exploration or maps. All right, so this is number 1, 2, 3, and 4 for reference for the automa cards. So he'll go 1, 2, grab these 2 cards, and he also went to a spot that had a Renfrey card, so we're going to take one of those. Let's go ahead and just add the Renfrey card to his play area. We're going to add these 2 cards to start his tableau. His card says to get 2 of the left or the light path tokens, which is maps in this chapter. So we'll put 2 maps in its area. And then it says to activate his special ability number 2. His special ability number 2 says he wants to lose a non-active symbol. And all that means is not one of the two symbols that you're trying to fight for this chapter. So those two symbols are maps and magic. And so the non-active symbols, which is what he's trying to lose, would be either diplomacy or swords. So he wants to lose either a diplomacy or sword. And how do you know which one he chooses? Well, this banner is going to break the ties from going from left to right. So I'm just going to look for diplomacy or swords, whichever one shows up first, leftmost. So in this case, diplomacy. If he has any diplomacy, he'll lose one to gain a map and a magic. And if he doesn't have one of those, he's going to look for a sword to lose to gain a map and a magic. And if he doesn't have either of these, then he's not going to do anything with that special ability. So looking at his play area, he has 2 map tokens and then only 2 icons on his cards, a map and a magic. So he doesn't have any non-active symbols. So he's not going to trigger this ability. If we were playing chapter 2, he would do something else. If he was playing chapter 3, he would do something else. But this is chapter 1. He's just getting his engine building. So there's nothing else for Vesemir to do. Geralt has not acted yet, so let's go ahead and draw a card from his automa deck. He wants to go to spot 1, and he wants to gain a diplomacy, a sword, and an experience. Well, spot 1 has been taken. So what does he do now? Now he wants spot 3, and if spot 3 was taken, he'd go to spot 2. If spot 2 was taken, he would go to whatever spot is the topmost in initiative. So in this case, he wants 1. Someone's already gone there. So he wants 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to take these 2 cards and get a Stregobor card. All right, Stregobor card is going to go right here in his play area. He's going to play both of these cards down to start his tableau. We're going to give him a diplomacy, a sword, and an experience point. Move up his XP. And then he wants to activate special ability number 2. Geralt's a little bit differently. This is kind of to mirror the Geralt on Roach character board, where all 3 of his abilities, whenever they trigger from cards, are just going to trigger one ability. And it says, Geralt discards the top card of the main deck. He gains the following based off the color discarded. If the card has multiple colors, he only gains rewards for the leftmost color. All right, looking at the main deck, he's going to draw the top card. It is multicolored. He's only going to care about the leftmost, so it's red. Looking at his card, red says to get a map and a magic. So I'll go ahead and add that to his player area. So in a multiplayer game, you're going to be drafting cards in turn order, and then you're going to be playing them simultaneously. It's hard to do that with an automa. So to help replicate that experience, they're actually going to play cards as their turn goes. So you notice that I did not wait until they went to play my cards. When it was my turn, I picked my cards and I played my cards because that allowed me to not know what they're going to do. Maybe if I knew what they were going to do, I might play a different card to help with the majorities. But in a multiplayer game, you're not going to have that information. You might see what cards they pick, but just because they pick cards that turn doesn't mean they have to play those 2 cards they pick that turn. So that's going to help limit that knowledge. So now we need to determine majority for the end of the turn. So let's just go left to right and see which icon is winning. All right, Vesemir has 1, 2, 3 maps and 1 magic. So he is leaning towards helping Renfrey. I have no tokens, but I do have 2 maps on cards. So I am also leaning towards helping Renfrey. So it's not going to really matter because that's already the majority of the 2, but let's go ahead and see what Geralt is leaning towards. Geralt, between tokens and cards, has 2 magic and 1 maps. He has 2 swords, but they mean nothing right now. So 2 magic versus 1 map. He is leaning towards magic, but like I said, it doesn't matter because both me and Vesemir are leaning towards helping Renfrey. So what that means is we're going to go ahead and put this mark on the map symbol to say this is 1 step closer to being the dominating symbol for the end of the chapter and awarding victory points for maps. All right, we need to go ahead and get ready for the next turn. So now to determine player order or initiative for the next turn, all you're going to do is based off where you went, you're going to keep that same order and place them here on this initiative track. I just like to slide the minis like such. Any leftover cards, the topmost, in case there's multiple, the topmost leftover cards get discarded, and then we're going to refill this board. So these are the topmost, because it's the only cards left. I'm pretty sure I'm playing that rule right, and then we're going to go ahead and refill the board. All right, looking at the cards, I think once again I'm going to take this top slot. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to take these two cards. And I think I'm going to play this blue, which has a diplomacy and an exploration. Then I'm going to play this card that has a diplomacy, but then it has a special effect that says if you lose a map, you get one of each icon. So in this case, I can lose a map to get a map and a magic. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you have to activate the abilities when you play the cards. So I can either lose a token, which I don't have, or I can place this little icon over. So I'm going to say I'm going to lose this map to gain a map and a magic back. I'm just going to add that to my player area. All right, looking at initiative order, now it's Vesemir's turn. Let's go ahead and draw the top card. All right, he wants to go to slot 2, and this time he wants 2 maps and a magic, and it is not activating a special ability, and it's not chapter 2 or 3, so that's all he's going to do. So he's going to go to the 2 slot, grab these 2 cards. He did go to a slot with Renfree, so he's going to take a card and add that to his play area. So I'm just going to add this here and place these 2 cards here. And then I need to get 2 maps and a magic, and then he's done. We'll add that to his play area. Now it's Geralt's turn. Flip over the top card. He wants to go to 2. He's sniping him. And then he wants to go to 1. I'm there. So he's going to go to 4. And then he wants a magic and 2 maps. He's going to take these 2 cards. And then now he has a decision. Does he want a Renfree or does he want a Stregobor card? So I never want you making this decision for the automa. So in this case, we're going to flip over the top card of the tail deck. We're just going to reference the bottom third of this card because these reference other tails. And we're going to see if it shows a Renfree icon or a Stregobor icon. And it shows a Renfree, so he will draw a Renfree card. So he'll take one of those as well. So we'll add that to his play area. Add the 2 cards he collected. And then he wants a magic and 2 maps. So he's going to take both of those and add them to his play area. Once again, we need to decide majority. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps. 1, 2, 3 magic. So Vesemir is going to want to try to help Renfree again. I have 1, 2 maps. Oh, 3. 1, 2, 3 maps and only 1. So once again, I'm going to help Renfree. And Geralt has 1, 2, 3, 4 maps. 1, 2, 3 magic. So he is also going to help Renfree. And they were smarter than me. They've started collecting the Renfree cards where I have not been doing that. So we're going to go ahead and place the 2 on the maps. And so we now know that no matter what happens next turn, this is going to determine victory points and this is going to determine XP. Because even if the majority hit magic next turn, it's still going to be 2 to 1. So I want to try to be getting a lot of exploration or maps, but I don't want to have the most because then something bad's probably going to happen. All right, let's go ahead and redo turn order. Just slide all of these back, discard the only cards left or the topmost, and refill. All right, looking at the board, I think I'm going to go to the last spot. I have a choice. I'm going to choose a Renfree card. Just play it in my play area. I'm going to take these 2 cards. Play this one down. It's a magic, but I'm playing it, well, to get that XP at the end of the round, but I also want to do this. Whenever you have an effect, you have to resolve as much of it as you can. So even if I had 3 diplomacies, and it's like, I don't want 3 maps because that might give me the most. I have to play it as much as I can. So let's go ahead and play this. I have 1, 2 diplomacies. I don't have any more, so I will lose both of them. And I'll just cover them. And that's going to get me 2 maps. Now looking at board states, I still have to play 1 more card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps. Geralt has 1, 2, 3, 4. No matter where he goes, unless he chooses blindly, he's going to be picking at least 1 more map. So he will have 5. Vesemir over here has 5. So I think I could potentially be okay getting getting away with maybe 1 or 2 more magic, not magic, exploration. So then I'm going to play this card, and it says if you have 2 blue that's already been played before this card, I'm going to get 2 exploration. There's 1 blue, there's 2 blue. So I'm going to play this down, and I'm going to get 2 more maps. Might be a mistake. They're going to get me victory points, but something bad might happen. All right, looking at turn order, Vesemir is going to go next. Flip over the top card of his deck. He wants slot number 2, and he wants 1 map and 1 magic and 2 maps. No special ability and nothing else. I'm telling you what, he is loving that 2 spot. So he's going to grab these 2. He's going to grab another Renfrey card, which is smart. That's going to give him 3 cards. And they're all Renfrey, so that's really going to help him. He's going to add these 2 to his tableau. Once again, remember that the automa never acts with the abilities down here. It only cares about what's printed on the cards. And then per his card, he's going to get 1 magic and 2 maps. And then his turn is done. Geralt of Rivia. He wants to go to 4. I'm there. So then he's going to go to 1. He's going to get a map and a magic and activate special ability number 2. So 1. Take these 2 cards. I'm going to add them to its play area. Going to add them right here. He wants a map and a magic. Add them to his play area. And then activate special ability number 2, which for Geralt, it's all the same. We're going to discard the top card of the deck. It is a green card. So green says he's going to get 2 experience points. So we'll go ahead and move his XP marker to the right too. Let's determine which one's winning, which symbol. So for maps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, compared to 1, 2, 3, 4 magic. So maps. I am definitely maps with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 magic. And Geralt is sitting over here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magic, maps, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magic. So all 3 are going to be placed on this card. Okay, before we give out experience points and victory points, we need to resolve all Renfrey cards. So Vesemir is going to do all 3. He's going to get a map, add that to his supply. Another map. He is crushing it. And then an XP. Go ahead and move his XP 1 to the right. And we'll discard all 3 of these cards. My turn. I only have 1. I can choose to lose a magic to get 2 maps. And I'm definitely going to do that because it's still not going to give me the most. So I'll lose that to get 2 more maps. Discard this. Geralt over here is going to flip over a card. And it says he wants to lose a non-active symbol to gain 2 experience points. So which ones does he lose? He looks at the card drawn that turn. Non-active this turn would be diplomacy and swords. So if he has a diplomacy, which he does, he's going to lose that to gain 2 more XP. So he's moving along down the track. So let's go ahead and award victory points and experience points. Vesemir, he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 victory points. So we'll move blue to 10. Then he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 experience points, moving it from 1 to 5. And remember, he had 10 maps and 4 magic, because we need to see who has the most of each icon at the end of this. All right, for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 victory points, and only 1 XP. So let's go ahead and move my XP right now, and we'll move me up to 9 on the tracker. I think Geralt's a little bit more balanced. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victory points, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 XP. So we'll move him from 5 to 10, and then we will move him to 6 victory points for his maps. We now have to award the left and right path tokens. So Vesemir had the most maps, he will get the left path. Geralt had the most magic, so he will get the right path. And now we need to clean up our timelines and lose all tokens. So for the AI, it's very simple. It loses all of its cards. It's going to lose all of its tokens. It will not lose any unplayed cards, so it will keep Stregobor. For its AI cards, you can either leave them in the discard pile just to keep its area clean. I just like to put them under the deck. You're not going to go through all 12 cards. You're only going to go through 9 of these 12. So it just makes it cleaner for me. All right, for me, I'm going to lose all my tokens. And then after chapter 1, heading into chapter 2, you get to take 1 card and you get to play it down. You're going to discard the rest of them, and you're going to start your tableau for the next turn. Now I know next chapter, the two icons are going to be maps and fight. So looking at my cards, I think I'm just going to start with this one because it gives me one of each. I'm going to discard the rest. Let's go ahead and slide the initiatives. So Geralt, Vesemir, then me. Last cards remaining, so lose those and refill. And then let's go ahead and turn to the page that the winning side said to turn to. So we're going to remove these tokens and turn to page 6. Removing the protective spell over Stregabor's tower turns out to be beyond your capabilities. One of you manages to only activate the magical fish-shaped knocker. Tell this she-devil that the master dismisses all the allegations and has no intention of seeing you, declares the bug-eyed knocker. And I quote, "Go jump in the lake, suckers, preferably off the top of my tower. If you manage to break in, that is." Having said that, the knocker falls silent. The one who activated it feels offended by the malevolence of the inanimate object, which motivates them to act. The player, with the Dark Path token, or Geralt, draws an alliance card from a chosen pile and resolves it immediately, if able. If not, they draw and resolve another alliance card. So to do that, we're just going to take the top card of its deck and see which one it wants. So it's Renfrey. So it's just going to draw until it's able to do something. It cannot lose any tokens because it doesn't have any tokens. So it's going to gain an XP. Tell you what, Geralt's all about the XP this game. You find Renfrey in the Golden Court. The gang has rented a bower, a small room with a filthy curtain instead of a door. You eavesdrop on their conversation. Back in the day, the mage subjected Renfrey to numerous experiments and was involved in imprisoning her in the tower, which led to her subsequent exile. Either Stragobor will agree to see us, or this town won't forget our visit for a long time. Renfrey's voice booms from beyond the curtain. You have just learned that the dispute stems from some past grievances, and that there's no point in trying to persuade Renfrey to drop it. However, you can't remain indifferent to her threat against the townfolk. The one of you who tracked her down would rather never hear those words. The necessity of choosing the lesser evil paralyzes you. The player with the left token loses one victory point and marks their leftmost unlocked ability as used. For the automas, they're just going to lose the victory point. So in this case, Vesemir, who has the token, loses 1 and goes back down to 9. So right now it's me 9, Vesemir 9, and Geralt not far behind with 6. All right, so for this next chapter, we're going to have 2 options. We can either play maps, and you suggest to Renfrey to watch the mage's tower together to see if there's any way to get inside. Or you can choose swords. To ensure the safety of the townsfolk, you're also trying to make sure the town guards are on standby in case of any commotion. It seems that things may easily spiral out of control. Is it even possible to avoid greater harm? So now we are on chapter 2. And we're going to do the same things that we just did with chapter 1, except this time the 2 icons that we're fighting over is, do we watch the mage help Renfrey collect exploration, or do we get the guards ready and help Stregobor by using swords? Looking at initiative order, Geralt gets to go first. So let's flip over a card. He wants spot number 1. He's going to gain a magic and a sword. He's going to activate a special ability, and since this is chapter 2, he's going to get a map and an XP. So he's going to move to 1, pick up these 2 cards. There's no Renfrey or Stregobor card to get from here. He's going to play these into his play area. He's going to get a magic and a sword. Add these to his play area. He's going to activate his 3rd special ability, which once again is only 1 special ability for Geralt. Take the top card of the main deck, discard it. It's a blue. Blue says if he has a sword, which he does, he just gained it, he's going to lose it to get a victory point. So he'll lose that token. He's going to scoot a little bit closer to us. Lastly, because this is chapter 2, he's going to get a map and an XP. We'll put the map in his area, and then he's going to get a XP. It's Vesemir's turn. Discard the top card. He wants to go to 1. Geralt's already there, so he's going to go to 4. He's going to get a magic and a sword. Activate 3. I think this is the same card. So he's going to do all those things. So he's going to go to 4. Take these 2 cards. He needs to decide between Renfrey or Stregobor. So we're going to look at the top card of the deck. It is Stregobor. So he's going to grab one of those as well. Place this in his play area. Start his tableau. He's going to gain a magic and a sword. His 3 says he's going to discard a non-active symbol, so a diplomacy or a magic. Looking at his card, he wants to do a magic first, which he just got. So he's going to get rid of that. Vesemir is going to sneak ahead. And then lastly, he's going to get a map and an XP. So put the map in his area, bump up his XP. Which makes it our turn. Because we went last, though, now we have a little bit of information, and we can see that Vesemir has 2 maps to 1 sword, so he's leaning towards helping Renfrey. Not Gandalf. Geralt has a map and no sword, so he is also helping Renfrey. So I think I'm going to go to the top spot, and I'm going to draw blindly from the deck. So I'm going to take these 2 cards, both greens, and if I lose a diplomacy, I can get 2 swords. And this is a prophecy card. Once it's played, anytime a red and a blue are played next to each other, after it doesn't have to be red to blue, it could be blue and then red. I'm going to get each icon for the chapter. So I'm going to play this card. It's not going to give me any icons, but I am going to play this. And when I play it, I can lose any swords to get the same number of swords, so that doesn't really help for this chapter. But that's my 2 cards for this turn. All right, we said that maps is going to win out, so that is the majority for the first turn. Let's set initiative for the next turn. Clear the top card. Slide all the ones up and refill. I think I'm going to go to slot number 2. I'm going to gain a Renfrey card, add it to my area, grab these 2. I'm going to play this blue card because then that's going to be a red and a blue together. I am going to lose the map to gain 2 swords. So we'll play that down. Because I did this combination, I'm going to get 1 of each, a map and a sword. And then I can either lose this map or cover a map. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this map or lose that map to gain 2 swords. So right now I'm sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4 swords and 2 maps. Not terrible, but it doesn't look like that's the way that's going to go. So I need to get some more maps going. All right, it is now Geralt's turn. Flip over the top card. He wants to go to spot 2, which I'm at. So he's going to go to spot 4. So he's going to go here, take these 2 cards. He's going to play them down. And then we need to flip over the top card to see if he gets a Stregobor or Renfrey card. He's going to go with Stregobor. So he's going to take that, add that to his play area. He's going to get a map and a sword. We'll put that in his play area. He's going to activate his special ability. Discard the top card. It's a green. Green says to get 2 XP. So we'll move from 12 to 14. And then because it's chapter 2, he's going to get 3 more XP. Move from 14 to 17. All right, Vesemir is the only one that hasn't acted. Draw the top card. He wants to go to the top spot. He didn't like the cards that were out there, so he's going to draw 2 from the top of the deck. That's what he gets, of course. He's going to get 1 of each. He's going to add that to his tableau. This card says he's going to get 2 more maps and activate special ability number 2. 2 more maps. Activate special ability 2, lose a non-active. Non-active would be diplomacy and magic. So he's looking for diplomacy and then magic. Nope, he does not have it, so he will not activate. And then chapter 2, now he gets the diplomacy, but this is after this, he's activated this, so he will not go back to try to activate that now. So he'll just get 2 diplomacy and add that to its player area. All right, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps to 2 swords. I have 4 swords to 2 maps, so it's a stalemate there. Geralt is 2 maps to 1 sword, so that is going to seal it. It looks like we are siding with Renfrey once again, so I need to work on getting some maps. All right, let's set initiative. Slide up everyone. Discard the top 2 cards. Slide the rest and refill. All right, Vesemir gets to go first. So we'll discard the top card. He wants to go to slot 3. He's going to get a Stregobor card. He's going to take these 2 cards, add them to his play area. He's going to get a map and a sword. He's going to activate special ability 3, which is lose a non-active to get a victory point. So if he has any magic, he'll lose that first and then diplomacy. He does not have any magic, so he will lose a diplomacy. He'll get 1 victory point. And then because it's the second chapter, he's gonna get a sword and a sword. You know what? Let's go to the second slot here. I love this. I am gonna get a Renfrey card, which will help. I'll take these 2 cards, add them to my hand. All right, let's just go for experience points. So I'm gonna take this card, play it, and I'm gonna lose a sword. I'm gonna play this down. I'm gonna lose a sword. I'll just lose a token. I'm gonna get, you can't really see that, 3 XP. So I'll move this up from 3 to 6, which is going to unlock this special ability. And then I'm gonna play this card, which says lose a diplomacy to gain 2 swords. So we're gonna play that. We're gonna lose this diplomacy I just got to gain 2 swords. In the next chapter, I should be able to get enough, and I'll have all of my ability, or 3 of my 4 abilities ready. And hopefully I can have a strong chapter 3. All right, Geralt needs to go. Flip over the top card. He wants to move to 3, but Vesemir's there, so he'll move to 4. Take these 2 cards, add them to his play area. He needs to decide between a Renfrey or a Stregobor card. He's going to go Renfrey. He will gain 2 swords. He will not activate a special ability, and because it's chapter 2, he will gain another sword. Let's go ahead and determine majority. Not that it really matters, but Vesemir has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps. So technically he is swords. I am definitely swords with 4, 5 to 2 maps. And Geralt is 4 swords to 2 maps. So technically swords wins. Place this here. It doesn't really matter though because there's 2 to 1. So this is going to be victory points and experience points. But now we need to go ahead and resolve all of our Renfrey cards. Vesemir doesn't have any. I have 2, so we'll do 1 at a time. I can lose a non-active. Do I have one of those? No, I don't, so I cannot get 2 XP. And then I can lose a sword, which I'm going to do to get 2 maps. It's going to be a couple more victory points. Flip over his 1 Renfrey card, and he's going to get a map. We're going to discard all those Renfrey cards, the discard pile, and then let's go ahead and calculate victory points and experience points for each character. So swords are XP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 6 is 12. Victory points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Vesemir is going to go from 11 to 17. For me, XP 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10. Ugh, still didn't unlock that. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points. It's going to move me to 13. Geralt is 1, 2, 3, 4 XP. He's at 17, so he's going to get 3 to move to 20. And then he's going to unlock his victory point 1. And he's going to get an additional 1 for his 4th one. Victory points 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we need to determine the leftmost and rightmost. And it looks like Vesemir got both of them. He had the most of both tokens. I'm going to go ahead and clean up timelines. Vesemir going to get rid of all the cards, all the tokens. For me, I'm going to get rid of all tokens and then all but 2 cards. And I'm just now realizing that I only have 6 cards here. At the end of chapter 2, you should have 7 cards. So I did not play a card from my hand at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and play this. I have 1 red card played right there. So I'm going to get 1 more map. So it's just going to give me 1 more victory point. So I'll move to 14. I'll go ahead and do the initiative, refresh the market, and get the page ready for where we need to go. The town guards shut their ears to your warnings. One of you openly expresses their disdain for their ignorance, and seeing that it falls on deaf ears, they decide to at least lead your company. Vesemir chooses the card in their timeline and gains the symbols on it. So whenever the automa has to make a decision like this for their reward, they just get 2 XP. So he'll move from 12 to 14. Renfrey benefits from watching the tower together with you. One of you discovers a break in the magical barrier and points it out to the woman. The attacker storms the tower, despite the cutthroat's assurance that she would seek a way to talk through things with the mage. The grim expressions of Renfrey's henchmen do not bode well. Stregobor helplessly observes the events from above and accuses your companion of supporting the rageful lunatic and murderer. The player with the left token, which is Vesemir, discards a random card from their hand. They're just going to ignore that and loses 1 victory point. All right, so he'll go back to 16. You swiftly follow Renfrey and are gained to the tower. You all meet in the main chamber. Stregobor assures you of his innocence. He confesses that he did everything with Renfrey's well-being in mind, with the intention to lift the curse of the Black Sun weighing on her. Imprisonment and exile were only unfortunate consequences of his unsuccessful attempts to save her. The cutthroat remains unmoved. It's time to settle the debts, Stregobor. Renfrey reaches for his sword. You understand that the time for half measure is over. Before you lies a decision from which there will be no turning back. Do you have a more diplomatic approach and try one last time to convince Stregobor that Renfrey's suggestion of remedy can end the conflict? Do you do everything in your power to make sure that the mage's protective spells withstand Renfrey's attack and drive her gang off? It's high time you picked a side. The evil reaches out for you. You are faced with a decision that can cost you dearly. So do we side with Renfrey and convince Stregobor? Or do we side with Stregobor and protect the mage with spells? The choice we determine for this last and final chapter will decide the fate of this story. I've gone ahead and I selected my 2 cards that I kept from my timeline. I played this green card first. It had a sword and a map. Sword means nothing for now. And then I played this one. I lost the map to get 2 magic. All right, I think I'm going to go to the first spot, gain these 2 cards, and then going to play this yellow card, which is 2 non-active symbols. Then I'm going to play this blue magic card. I'm going to spend all 3 of those magic's non-active symbols to gain 3 XP. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go from 10 to 13, which is going to unlock the special ability. Vesemir gets to go, and Vesemir, his side quest is looking for blue cards. Geralt's looking for green cards. So I really need Vesemir to go to slot 3 to take those 2 green cards that are sitting there away from Geralt. And so they're hurting each other. Come on, Vesemir, go to slot 3. Go to slot 3. He's gonna go to the top of the board and draw 2 blind cards and get a diplomacy and a magic, which is great. That's not going to hurt us this turn. So his 2 cards. It's going to have a magic symbol on it, but nothing else. He's going to play those. He's going to get diplomacy and a map. He's going to activate special ability 3. He wants to spend diplomacy first. So he's going to spend this to gain a victory point. All of his experience of being a witcher is paying off. And then chapter 3, he's going to get a diplomacy. Oh wait, diplomacy is a active symbol, so he's not going to spend that. He's going to spend map first. So he would have spent the map to get the victory point, and then he's going to get a diplomacy and an XP. Move this here. All right, Geralt gets to go. So he wants to go to slot 4 and gain 3 XP. He's all about that XP this game. He's going to move here, grab these 2 cards, put them in its play area. He needs to decide between a Stregobor or Renfrey card. He wants a Stregobor card. He's going to put that is number 3. If Stregobor wins this, he's going to have a bunch of cards right there to activate. He's going to get 3 XP. So from 1 to 4. He's going to activate special ability 1. It's a red. He gets 1 of each, so it's a diplomacy and a magic. And then he's going to get a diplomacy and another XP. All right. Geralt is 3 diplomacy to 1 magic, so he is looking for Renfrey. I am 1, 2, 3, so I am looking for Stregobor. And Vesemir is 2 against 1, so he is looking to help convince Stregobor, which is a part of Renfrey's plan. So 1 goes to diplomacy, which is not what I have right now. That's not good. Let's reset initiatives. Clear the top 2 cards. And slide. Vesemir gets to go first. He's going to go to slot 2. He's looking for blue cards, so that definitely helps his side quest. He's going to play them to his area. He went to a spot with Renfrey, so he's going to get a Renfrey card. His thing says gets a diplomacy and a magic. Going to add that to his area. He's going to activate special ability number 1, which is he's going to get 2 experience for every green in his timeline, Let 0, so that whiffs. And then for slot number 3, lose either a sword or a map. Does he have any of those? He does. He'll lose the sword to gain another VP. So right now, Vesemir is at 3-3, so he does not have a majority. So I think I'm going to continue going for magic. All right, I think I'm going to go over here, gain a Stregobor card, gain these 2 cards to my hand. I think I'm going to use this special ability. It says pulling the string. This says gain 1 active symbol. Each other player loses 1 active symbol of the type you didn't gain. I'm going to gain a magic, which means Geralt is going to lose a diplomacy, and Vesemir is going to lose a diplomacy. And then I think I'm going to choose this. Choose a symbol, reveal cards from the main deck until you reveal a card with that symbol. Draw the card into your hand and discard the other revealed cards. The number of cards in your hand increases. I'm going to say magic. So discard, discard, discard. One of these got to be magic. Discard, discard. There we go. And then I think I'm going to play this one that I just got. I'm not going to be able to activate the bottom, but it's going to give me another magic. I'm going all out. All out magic, baby. All right, it's Geralt's turn. Hopefully he doesn't pick slot number 1 because that has a bunch of greens. He wants 3. I'm there. 4. No one is there. So he'll go here, take these 2 cards, add them to his play area. Because he already has 3 alliance cards, he's not going to draw another one. He's going to get both a diplomacy and a magic. He's going to activate his ability. So he's going to discard a red, which is going to allow him to get another diplomacy and a magic. And then he gets another diplomacy and a magic. All right, let's see if me singing my sweet melodies convince these fools to join my side. Because if not, we're going to be hurting big time. All right, so Geralt is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 diplomacy, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So no, I had no effect on Geralt. He is still diplomacy. I am definitely magic. I'm at 5, but I was able to convince Vesemir with my singing. He's at 1, 2, 3 compared to only 2. So magic wins out. So now it's going to come down to the last turn to decide which one wins. And if there's a stalemate, then and that third one doesn't get put on there, then magic will win out because it has the higher number, even though there's still 1 on each of them. And no one selected those 2 greens, so let's get those out of here. Reset initiative. I'm gonna go ahead and refill the board. I'll run out of these cards. I'll have to shuffle them up. And I just noticed I started with 2. I played 2. I played 1. So once again, it looks like, because I'm trying to multitask here with the camera, I missed playing a card. So I'm going to play this, which says if you have 1 red, get 2 more magic. I do. So that wouldn't really have changed anything. So Vesemir gets to go. Come on, Vesemir. You know you want the magic. Slot 4. So he's going to go to slot 4. Take these 2 cards, which has a magic on it. He's going to play them in his play area. He already has 3 alliance cards, 2 Stregobor and 1 Renfrey. So he's not going to, since he went to that slot, he's not going to draw 1. He's going to get 3 more XP. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to activate ability number 1. So for every green he has in his timeline or his tableau, he doesn't have any, so nothing's going to happen there. And then he's going to get a diplomacy and an XP. So give him the XP. He'll gain the diplomacy. Right now he's at 3 diplomacy to 4 magic. Okay. I think we got this. Doesn't mean we're going to win, but we're at least going to push the story in the direction we want it to go. I currently have 4 green cards in my hand. If I can get 2 more? I need 2 more green cards in order to get a full 5 points from my side quest, which these 2 cards right here are looking awfully tasty. So let's go ahead and go here, because Geralt, I know, wants green, and I can get the Stregobor card. The problem is I cannot play these now, because that would be 1 green, 2 greens, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to have to play these cards which do nothing for me. All right, so I'm going to play this ability that says gain one active symbol of the type you currently have the fewer of. That's diplomacy, so I'll gain a diplomacy. I don't really see any benefit of playing these green cards, so I guess we will play these two cards. I'll play this one. It says for each yellow I get a sword, so that's one, so I'll get one sword. And then I'll play this card, which says I'm going to get a map, which means nothing. But I can spin the sword and the map, which I'm going to do, to gain 2 XP. Yes, it moves it up, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to score victory points for my XP. That's all right. It might do me in, but I have the 6 cards in my hand of green. I didn't say I was good at these games. All right, Geralt has to go. He wants to draft 2 blind cards because he's trying to go for the greens. Are you serious? I better have shoveled this correctly. Come on, come on, come on. No greens. He got 1 green. Add those to his area. He's going to get 2 diplomacy. He's going to discard a card. It is a blue. Blue says to discard a sword to get a victory point. He has no swords. Wow, he has a ton of diplomacy. That's crazy. And he's going to get 2 maps. For determining the symbol, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 diplomacy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magic. So he is definitely diplomacy. All right. At some point, the camera went off, so I lost a little bit of footage, but I don't think it was too much. So what happened is Vesemir got 7 victory points. We're scoring at the very end here. Vesemir got 7 victory points and a couple of XP. So now we're going to go ahead and go to my turn. I was able to convince Vesemir and Geralt to choose magic. So magic is determining the victory points, and diplomacy is determining the XP. So right now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 magic. So I'm going to get 8. 8 plus 14 is 22. I'm only showing 1 diplomacy, so it's only 1 XP. And then Geralt has 1, 2, 3, 4 magic, 5, 6 magic. So victory points is going to go to 16. And this dude just went crazy for a diplomacy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 diplomacy. So 9 plus 10 is 19. So right now he's scoring an additional 11 points from his XP track. I had the most magic, unfortunately, so I'm going to get the right path token. Geralt gets the left for his diplomacy. And then let's go ahead to turn to page 32 to see how it ends. Stregobor knows that Renfrey is immune to his magic. He knows his spells have no hope of slowing the girl down. He draws a hidden, I think it's supposed to be dagger? I don't know if this is a misprint, but he draws a hidden danger from beneath his robe and ends Renfrey's life with a single thrust. One of you whose help was deceitfully exploited by the mage cannot shake the feeling that they are responsible for the girl's death. The player with the right token, which is me, discards a random card from their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is going to affect my victory points because I needed all these cards in my hand. So I lose that. And I lose 2 victory points. So 1, 2. So really that's going to cost me 4 victory points in total, which might be enough to lose it for me. Renfrey's companions, vulnerable to Stregobor spells, quickly flee. The words of one of you give Stregobor pause. Will they change his perspective on lesser and greater evil, so that he won't so readily gamble with the lives of others in the future? Geralt gains 2 victory points. And now each player gains victory points for how far they moved their golden XP marker on the XP track, as well as for their side quests. Vesemir is going to score 1 for his XP marker, and then his side quest card says if he has 2, so he's going to score an additional 1, so he'll score 2 more points. So he'll go from 25 to 27. At this point, I would choose my color. I'm obviously going to choose green. That gives me 5, so that's 3 points. And then I did a terrible job with my XP track. I didn't even get down the thing. So 3 points total for me. 1, 2, 3. Geralt side quest says he needs at least 2. He only has 1, so he scores nothing for this. but his XP track is all the way to 11, and 18 plus 11 is going to be 29. So Geralt's going to win it with 29. Vesemir is going to come in with 27. And I came in last with 23. I'm terrible at this tale. I score like 30 to 32 in other tales. This one I'm consistently scoring like 23, 24, 25. It does not work for me. Maybe I need to try a new character. All right, so Geralt wins it. Let's go ahead and finish the story. Before leaving Blaviken, you make a detour to the wizard's tower. To your surprise, the massive doors are open. As you are about to enter, you hear the familiar voice of the magical knocker. The master has left the town, believing that nothing good awaits him here. He advises you to do the same. Stregobor is right. There's nothing left for you here. And Geralt earns the title of the Butcher of Blaviken. That's going to do it for this playthrough. Thank you for watching to see how the unofficial automas work, or if you don't care about the solo automas, just seeing how a game works in general. I think I'm going to bring you one more video, at least for now, because I keep hearing feedback from forums and stuff. And that is going to be of The Witcher Path of Destiny Legendary Monsters expansion. I'm not going to showcase any solo automas. It's just going to be me versus the monster with rules as written in the expansion. So if you want to see that, stay tuned to my channel. I will have that up in the next couple of days or so. Thanks.